So, District Attorney Alvin Bragg in New York City, his wife has recently turned her Twitter account into what's called protective mode. So it's like a shutdown mode. I guess she's not going to get any tweets. And now there's two sides of this story. Okay, so um, one side is on the liberal side. They're explaining that maybe she fears for her life. She fears for her husband's life because Donald J. Trump, the former president of the United States, number 45, has put out on Truth Social, truths that, this could lead to death and destruction. Okay. So all the liberals, the Democrats, their argument, because I'm watching all their channels, the Mama Lukes that they are, is that it makes perfect rational sense for Alvin Bragg's wife to do this. Because, hey, right? It's only right. The guy saying Donald J. Trump, former great president of the United States of America, number 45, that this could cause death and destruction. Okay, let's start with this. No one's going to kill you on social media. It's not going to happen. Nobody's going to kill you. You can't kill somebody by tweeting them. And it doesn't matter how offensive that tweet is. It doesn't matter how horrific that tweet is. It doesn't matter how humiliating that tweet is. You cannot be killed on social media. So this whole concept of how she wants to protect her husband and she wants to protect herself by turning her Twitter account into protective mode is absolutely and utterly ridiculous. Absolutely and utterly ridiculous. Okay. Trump now on his side, now let's see, because we talked about one side, let's see the other side. Donald J. Trump, number 45, President of the United States, has made it clear that Alvin Bragg's wife, for several years, has posted things on Twitter calling him a racist. Okay. So, it's just, look, it was a dumb move on Alvin Bragg's wife's part to turn her Twitter account into protective. Listen, if you believe that Donald J. Trump is guilty of a crime, if you believe that he's being treated fairly, then you should be willing to have open dialogue. That is America. And your husband is in office. Your husband is the district attorney of New York. So, this is America where people have the right of free speech. But for you to just shut down your account, it's not that. Let me take that back. She didn't shut down the account. She just switched it to protective mode, her Twitter account. Means that you're not willing to hear out anyone else's side. You're not willing to have a fair discussion. You don't want to be bothered, right? Okay. Well, but that's not America. That's not America. We all have the right to our opinions, okay? And if your husband, Alvin Bragg, he's going to bring Donald J. Trump, number 45, down to get his fingerprints, to take a mugshot, possibly charge him with criminal charges. We're talking about the former president of the United States of America. We're not talking about just some Joe Blow, John Doe here. Okay. We're talking about the former president of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, number 45. The least that you could do, that your husband is in public office, is be willing to hear other people's side of the story and be willing to have an open dialogue, an open conversation. You just can't have it your way. You can't just say, in this country, you realize that someone is innocent until proven guilty. And do you know who decides that? Guess who decides that? Americans, okay? You're going to have a jury, okay? They decide that, okay? But this is the thing. You're acting like you're the decider, Alvin Bragg's wife. You're not the decider. Okay? Your husband is not the decider. A jury of his peers, of Donald J. Trump's peers, they have to make the decision. Okay. So by you putting your Twitter account in protective mode, it only means one thing. And you want to hear what it is? The only thing I care about is my opinion. The only thing I care about is my husband's opinion, Alvin Bragg, and I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear nothing else. To me, I'll say it's alleged. That's further proof of the political persecution going on against Donald J. Trump. Because you just want to shut everybody up. You understand? You want to have the trial, by the way, in New York. Let me say this. Donald J. Trump should not have the trial in New York. This is, this is a blue state. This is a state where I understand that at one point Donald Trump was a very famous, still is, of course, very famous real estate developer, had his name on so many buildings on New York City. But since he's become president of the United States and, number 45, the Democrats, the blue state of New York, hate Donald J. Trump's guts. I mean, they took his name off buildings. That's how much they hated him, okay, in New York, okay? I think that New York City might have canceled a lot of their contracts with the Trump organization. I'm not sure if they went forward with it, but I remember reading, because Donald Trump has contracts with New York City. I know one of them is the ice skating ring, the Woolman ice skating ring. I believe he has a contract. It's a golf course. I'm not sure. I know there's a few. He has a few contracts. So I'm pretty sure New York either canceled those contracts or attempted it. I'm going to say it's alleged that they canceled the contracts, but I know they wanted to. That I remember. Okay, so you're holding a trial that's supposed to be a jury of his peers with people who outright hate Donald J. Trump's guts. Now, I'm not saying that some people have suggested, well, maybe they should have the trial in Staten Island. Look, Staten Island it's part of, I know it's part of New York, but everybody there is pretty much a Republican. I know because I used to live there. Everybody's a Republican. Like 99% of people are Republicans. I just think have it in a place where it's equal, it's fair, all right? And I'm not even going to go there. That's just something a judge needs to decide. A judge should move the trial to another location where a jury of Donald Trump's peers will be open-minded. They're not filled with hatred. Because obviously if you're filled with hatred, you're gonna pronounce him guilty. You understand? It's like that trial, remember, with Scott Peterson? I don't know if you ever watched that before. It was alleged that he killed his wife, Lacey Peterson, and inside her womb at the time was their son, Connor. She was like nine months pregnant. She was found, in the water, Modesto, California. She was found with no head, no arms, no legs. Okay, now obviously we know the story that Scott Peterson was having an affair with Amber Fry while his wife was missing, and did terrible things. I mean, listen, I'm not saying the guy's a good guy, but they based the decision, this is my opinion, I'm just going to say it's alleged, of convicting him, okay, to, basically to death, okay? I think he's in San Quentin, I believe that's where he is right now, in terms of jail. They convicted him to the death penalty. Now, it was based a lot on circumstantial evidence, but it just goes to show you when you're the most hated man in America, maybe even the world. Well, in his case, you want to laugh, it's Scott Peterson's case. I don't think if he had the trial anywhere, he could have had the damn trial in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it wouldn't have made a difference. But in the case of Donald J. Trump, it does make a difference. It does make a difference. It should be a fair location where he can get a fair shot. Okay? And New York is definitely not a fair shot. That's just my opinion. I'll say everything I said is alleged. Okay, I'm just all subject to my opinion. This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. It's not legal advice. I'm not an attorney. This video and all my videos are for entertainment purposes only.